artistic expression through code, presented by me and Jose. Here's our list of content. Here's our social contract. And now we have defined problem. So basically what the problem was is we had to create an envelope or a message for a company. It had to be a digital message, and it either had to portray a kind message, a fun animation, or an educational interactive animation. Here's our brainstorm. Basically, we just thought of ideas, and we decided we wanted to create a fun design using an energetic message and an animation such as a letter, a ball that would bounce around the letter. Here's how we will be creating it. Basically, we will just be using Trinket for our code. Specifically, we will be using Python Turtle, and we will be switching coders for different parts of the code. Here's our generate concepts. Here we have the requirements we needed. Here's the codes needed. We needed a list, a string, a conditional, or conditionals, and being able to create a function. Here's our sketches. And how we decided which sketch we would go with is we looked at the 4 quadrants of success, talking about it's goes from urgent to less urgent, as you can see over here, and important to less important. And basically we told ourselves we don't have a whole lot of time to create this, but we need different requirements met. So we went with this version that you can't really see it, but it has a ball bouncing around the ring, and so it gives that fun animation, and it's complex enough to where it meets all our requirements, but still not too much to where we wouldn't be able to complete it in time. Here's the conditionals. The conditionals is just one of the things we needed. This part is just, it portrays a message, and if you say yes to that message, it'll clear the screen and it will switch to the letter instead of the envelope. Here's part of the confetti function. It's basically just making sure it doesn't generate inside of the envelope, not the envelope, the letter. And you'll know what I'm talking about later. Here's how we designed our solution. Here's our updated sketch. We decided that we didn't really want to go with the ball animation just because it didn't give off what we wanted to. So we decided to go with a confetti animation to where it'd have the message and then confetti running down the screen. Here's our Gantt chart. So this is basically our planning. This is what we did on what days and who did what. Here's our pseudocode, and here's our flowchart. Both go very much together. Basically, all it's saying is it's gonna import turtle, it's gonna import random, it's gonna import confetti function, it's gonna import a box function. All of these, it's gonna set the set screen. It's gonna go to a certain point, start drawing the envelope, and then it's gonna print out question. If they answer no, it's gonna say please say yes. And if they answer yes, it's going to create the box, it's going to create function, it's going to create empty list for confetti, where it's going to define the confetti function, and it's going to be able to say what the confetti is, and it's going to update the location of the confetti. Here's how we did our partner work. Basically what we said is Jose would do the envelope part of the code, and I would do the confetti and the letter. Here's our create and test. So here's the startup code. This is what Jose had. Basically just saying it's going to define our turtle and all that stuff. It's going to say what painter is. It's going to set pen. It's going to set pen up so it's not drawing yet. It's going to set pen size. It's going to say go to a specific function, and it's going to start drawing. And then it's going to print out the question, and this is where we had a little bit of trouble. We were kind of confused on how we would say, when they say yes, do this. We are kind of confused on how we do that. And so what we did is we went to ChatGPT, where these were the prompts that we put into ChatGPT, and it spewed out some code that we would use. And the reason why we use ChatGPT is because it saves a lot of time, and it also puts out complex code that we might not be able to come up with the time we had. Here's code. So this is what I was talking about earlier, and this is just the new version of it. It's gonna print out would you like to open the envelope. When they say yes, it's gonna clear the screen. It's gonna start setting up the screen, which it's basically just setting background to white, uh, making sure confetti function is set, confetti speed, all this, and then over here we have creating turtle object for box, setting box dimensions, which is right here. These are the colors for the confetti. This is defining what the draw box function is. And then here we have the writing the message, or the message that shows up in the box. This is making an empty list for the confettis, and this is because we will be creating the confetti function that will sit in this empty list, creating the shapes, and then this is just the updating where the location of the confetti is, so it runs down the screen. And then here we took we took what was defined, those functions that were defined, and we just spewed them out. And then this is just to ensure that the screen stays on and it doesn't turn off. Here we showed the requirements that were met. So we needed conditionals, user iteration, and response to events, which it shows here. We needed to manipulate list or strings, which we show here. And we needed to create a function, which all of these are functions that we created. Here we have our debug. Since we used ChatGPT, it gave us working code already that we didn't have to manipulate in a certain way, so we could quickly and easily go through the whole code. Here's how the code works. And as you can see, it says, would you like to open the envelope? When we say yes, it's going to clear the screen. And then it's going to spew out the letter and the confetti. Here's where we evaluated. Here's my evaluations. When looking at these evaluations, I basically said to myself that when presenting this, I have to talk more about the code than what's in the presentation. That's Jose's. Here's the conclusion. Basically, this digital educational, it says educational, but we went with a fun design. Transformation requires collaboration, patience, and determination to ensure every student has full access to quality education. Or a fun design. Here's how I graded myself, how Jose graded himself, and here's my QR.